This Icon podcast is hosted and sponsored by Sphere Rocket Virtual Assistants, a leading provider for your virtual assistants and outsourcing needs. Owned by one of the top-ranking EXP agents, Justin Nelson. Sphere Rocket VA provides a one-stop virtual staffing solution for business owners, and we specialize in helping business owners grow their business by leveraging through virtual assistants. Trusted by the top names in the real estate industry like Kyle Whistle, Andrew Franklin, John Kitchens, and many more. Get ready to up your success and we'll help you achieve your business goals. Book your free consultation at sphererocketva.com and find out how we can make your life easier.
Hello, welcome back to another episode of the Icon Podcast. I'm your host, as always, Gianna, and today we have the opportunity of talking to Brad. Welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me. Appreciate it.
Of course. So take us back to the beginning, Brad. Who are you? How'd you get into real estate? What's your story?
Oh, gross. Why did I get into real estate? Some days I wonder why I did. But when I came in and got back to it, was back in 2009. It was one of the worst economies we'd had in Canada and the city we had. And that was pretty much for everybody. And I thought, oh, fuck it. This seems like a great idea. Let's be a real estate agent. Was a mortgage broker for a long time, kind of came in. And I started real estate in April 1st, April Fools of 2009. Wow. And then kind of slowly picked it up from there. You know, the first year in real estate, there's 5,500 agents. I was in the top 200 in one of the worst economies that we had seen since the early 80s. I just kept growing, you know, left my team after 8 months, started my own team and kind of grew it and kept going, and cries and tears and boos and panic attacks and everything else that's involved in real estate. And last year, we were able to do 1,250 deals. So it's been a long journey, but it's been good. It's been really good.
That's awesome, Brad. And how were you introduced to EXP then?
Funny story. I was actually drunk in Mexico, and somebody had been trying to get me to EXP. And then I'm just like, oh, my text, I think it was December 6th of 2020. I said, you know, I'm never leaving RE/MAX ever. You know, it's the number one team at the number one RE/MAX office in the world. And that was my claim to fame. And by no means was I the number one RE/MAX team in the world. It was just, I happened to be the number one office and I was the number one team. So you use what you got. So I kind of said, I'm never going to come. Then I got on a call with a friend of mine. I'm like, look, I need you to explain this to me, because, you know, I've been saying no for years. And the people that have been bringing it to me just didn't approach it to me. I'm a big vision person. They didn't approach it to me with a big vision concept. There's a lot of people are selling like 4 or 5 homes a year. And I'm just being honest. I'm like, what am I going to learn from you if you're doing 4 or 5 homes? I got on a call with within 24 hours with both. I got with the opportunity. Now I see what the opportunity is. I didn't have time, but I got on the phone or I got on a Zoom with Jay Kinder and Mike Reese at the same time. Both of them within 24 hours. And the very next day we were ready to rock and roll, because I saw somebody that was far more successful than I was, where I wanted to be. And this was the platform that allowed me to do it. So it didn't take long once somebody explained it to me in a really big vision way, what could be done with it.
Absolutely. That's awesome, Brad. And now that you're over here at EXP, what's one of your favorite parts about it, right? So it's got collaboration, a rev share, stock options, a virtual world. So what's something that maybe you didn't expect about the brokerage or didn't think would be as useful when you first started when you first considered coming over that now maybe you use or is one of your favorite things about EXP?
I think that for me, the big thing that I came in, you know, to build a downline. So rev share to me was going to be a big thing. And I have a whole coaching program and everything that we have. We have like 8,000 agents that have signed up for my coaching on Tuesdays, which I never thought would ever happen. I think it's just the EXP. What I realized is it's a brokerage, but it's more of a platform to do whatever you want. Like I have coaching programs and other coaching programs. I'm just like, whatever you want to do with EXP, wherever your mind wants to go within reason for real estate, it can take you there. And I think that's something I didn't realize what happened is the rev share. I understood that's going, you know, well, obviously it can be going better for what everybody tells you, but I was just surprised at the platform and just what it allows you to do. It's like, get as creative as you want, and this platform lets you do it. I think that's probably the thing that I like the most and that I'm more surprised the most.
Yeah. Yeah, no, absolutely. It's like EXP is just the skeleton, the bones, and you can kind of build up on it however you please. And Brad, before we dive into all things Icon, tell me a little
Yeah.
bit about you and your work-life balance, or your version of it at least, right? So how do you draw the line between work and play and keep the real estate industry from swallowing you whole?
I think it's only recently that I have, by diversifying, by having a coaching program. I sell courses, the revenue I have coming in from my downline. I think that now I'm slowly like right now I'm at my lake house or whatever, right? And I haven't been here in 3 years, and I'm here for 2 solid weeks because I can work from here. My wife and I took a month off to go to Europe. And
Wow.
then I went back to Europe 2 weeks later for a week. Like we always travel a lot, but this is, the work-life balance for me. Like I've been in real estate, and all kidding aside, when I talk about panic attacks and stuff, it's no joke. Like, from somebody that always talks about mental health when I come on podcasts, it's important to me that's, to take care of yourself. And from a guy that suffers from depression and anxiety, and he's totally fine to talk about it. It's
Yeah.
finding the times to do stuff and making sure you take care of yourself. For me, it's traveling. I love traveling. I travel all the time. Everybody makes a joke, I'm never home, but what they also don't see is I'm up at 6 a.m. taking my first Zoom call today, and I'm going all day. And so they don't see that side of things. So
Right.
I think that for me, it's a big part of where I want to be in the next few years is to keep traveling, to keep doing it, and then more importantly, to keep helping more agents accomplish the goals that they want.
Sure, absolutely. I love that. And Brad, when it comes to being an icon agent, there's a lot that goes into it, right? So there's production, cultural commitment, and there's a lot of benefits. So let's start with production side of things. What does the average housing price look like for you in your market in Canada? Are you all over
I'm just
the
in
Canadian
Calgary, so
market, or
so now I'm in one. We're in one
cool?
city. Yeah.
Okay. So what's the average housing price look like for you, and how many houses do you have to sell to be able to cap?
So right now for me, it's that's a great question. Now I'm not trying to be this person, but
You really don't have to
we
talk
just
big numbers.
we just do. I'm just being candid. I do so many. I don't even know. Like so, I think that it's
Okay.
like 500, and I'd say our average right now it's gone up. It's probably 550. So I think the cap, you're probably still the 27 mark. I would think
Mhm.
to be an icon, you probably need to sell about 27 in my area.
Okay, cool. And then, Brad, as far as cultural commitment goes, right, you have to step away from commission and production and revenue generating things and give back to EXP culturally, whether you're coaching or mentoring, vetting other icons. So, what avenue do you pick for that, and why?
Do you want the honest truth?
Yes, of course.
It's not worth my time. I don't do it. So
Really? How do you icon?
I take half, and then I just don't even worry about the other half because it's not. It's
Fair enough.
I'm just being
Okay.
honest. So just being completely candid, they're
Uh,
like, "Come on and train and do that." Like I'm training thousands of agents right
uh,
now, and I just find it more beneficial with my time. And that's the honest answer. Is I
can you
don't.
not can you not, I guess, make the training of agents kind of look like a mentorship to be able to get that other half? No.
Don't care.
Okay,
But
fair enough. I love it.
that's just the simple, honest truth. I know, but I know that it is fantastic. It's also the way
Mm,
just the way my brain works. But I know
that's
that a
okay.
ton of icon agents and to take advantage of coming in and helping other
Uh-huh.
agents, and the commitment's not even that much to get it, and then going to different
Sure.
events. Like I see the value for sure 100% why people do it and how it can be a
Uh-huh.
big attraction because you get everything back. So I'm a super, super big fan. I preach it all the time, but
Sure.
I don't take advantage of it personally.
Okay, that's okay. No, I love the transparency. So what, you get half the cap back, right, for not doing
Yeah,
for just hitting the production? Okay, so you're still getting a little bit of money back,
yeah, absolutely.
which is better than none of your cap back. So that,
Right.
and then obviously you probably make up for it, just like probably doing like the 5% of each transaction to
Yep.
discounted stock, whatever. It all kind of evens out in the end in some ways. So well, then my next question, is going to be, what's your favorite part of the Icon Award, right? So you get that opportunity to earn cap back in stock. Clearly, sometimes I'm like, is it you get to go to EXP Con and shareholders? But clearly, that's not one of your favorite parts about it, even though you see the value there too.
Yeah.
You get a big glass shiny trophy. So why do you keep setting the standard of iconing and that kind of production for yourself, Brad?
I think for me, it's again, I'm just being fully transparent. And this is probably different than some of your other podcasts. You go, I don't care. Like for me personally, don't care. Like I'm going to start to, I think that the mistake that I made coming into EXP, for all of you that are thinking about it, is that I wasn't as much a part of the community as I probably should have been, especially for my production. My downlines are different. So I think that, and I'm just learning that truthfully in the last month, is like I flew out to see Chuck Fazio just to meet him.
Sure.
Like I flew to Phoenix. I'm like, hey, I want to come in and learn from you and to
Mhm.
do more of that stuff and to collaborate more, because for years I just didn't really pay attention to people in my brokerage. I'm just like, I'm going to go do my own thing. So unfortunately, I had the same mentality with people at my brokerage to a certain extent. But, now we're going to EXP Con again, or this year, and we're going to be doing all the stuff. So the future me is going to be definitely more involved. But I love it more I love the icon thing so much. I truthfully do, for the agents that really want to take advantage of it. Like if you're doing 27 deals already, get your money back. Like, come on, like go in and do it. Like anybody that does that kind of volume, it's not with EXP, in my opinion, like you're an idiot. Like it's $16,000 you're getting back. And if you do that for 10 years, even if the stock stays the same, it's 160. So I believe so much fundamentally in everything that's there. It's just, I've chosen to do other things with my time is the right thing to say with it. But I still believe, and I know there's 100% value in 99.9. I preach it all the time to all my agents and that are in my downline and also in the organization, even people I don't talk to, or even people that aren't in. It's like, hey, you're selling 30 or 40 homes, and some people aren't even capped. It's like I talk to some people, it's a 70-30 split at different companies and it's not capped. It's like, anyways, so those are fun conversations to have with people.
Absolutely. And Brad, for say somebody comes up to you and they see, your great success as an agent, and they're like, hey, Brad, I just came over to EXP from another brokerage, or EXP is my first brokerage. I would really like to try to icon in my first year. Is that something that's going to be possible for them to achieve? What's some major mistakes to avoid, or some goals to make sure that they're checking off to get there?
I think that like we help a lot of newer agents that actually want to put in the work. The truth is, and I'm going to be again honest, being a real estate coach, you have thousands of people. I cut to the chase, so I just talk to people that I truthfully want to talk to. Is if you are a brand new agent, if you're doing that, it takes a lot of work. A lot of people see these fancy cars and all this shiny stuff, and they don't realize how much effort it takes to do everything, and it does take a lot of work. I think the number one thing that's literally one of the most underrated thing is having a good schedule. Like it sounds so lame and it's not fancy and everything, but if you don't have income producing activities in your schedule every day, it's just not going to happen, or it'll slowly go. So I think having a great schedule is a big part of it. And then you have to prospect every single day, whether you're doing it social media, whether you're doing YouTube, you have to be prospecting every day and have a great schedule. So that's probably the first two things that I teach my new agents to make sure they're dialed in on that.
Yeah, absolutely. And, that revenue generating ideas, whether that's connecting with people who are in your community that may have that sphere of influence kind of thing. Just make sure you're out there leaning into your mentors, holding yourself accountable for those big goals. Cause that's a huge goal for somebody to achieve in their first year with EXP. It's not impossible, but it's a big goal. And Brad, were you ever skeptical of EXP when it was first introduced to you?
Of course, like literally my claim to fame is that I literally said December 6th of 2020, I'll never come to EXP ever. So I think that's pretty skeptical. And then 3 days later, we were transitioning the whole team over. So what I've learned about it though, is that if it's maybe not explained to you properly, if people aren't ready to see the opportunity, that there's nothing you can do. And you can be the best salesperson in the world. You can do whatever, but I don't know that you can pay me $5 million to go back to Remax. I don't know what the number is, but if you had a check on this table and say you got to leave EXP to go back to Remax, and there's a check here for $5 million, I'm not taking it. I don't know what the number is, but I know it's not 5.
Right.
That's how much I believe in this and in that company. And I went from never going to just literally a year and a half later saying I would say no to $5 million to go back to Remax. And that's nothing against Remax. They're a great brand. That's just where I'm at right now personally.
And like the opportunity and, the multiple streams of income that you can get going here with EXP, it's just not really heard of at other brokerages, which is really cool. And what sets EXP apart. And Brad, for anybody that may be watching right now, they're skeptical of EXP, but they see the greener grass. Of course, their brokerage is telling them it's a pyramid scheme. It's a cult trying to keep them from making that move. So what would you have to say to somebody that may be watching right now, looking to make that move, but they are hesitant, or they just kind of need that last little bit of reassurance or advice to do it?
A couple things. One, we're growing at about 1,000 to 1,200 agents a week. So what are those 1,200 agents a week seeing that you're not? Is it that you're too like me? Is it that maybe you need to find somebody, maybe a bigger, like I'll give an example of me. Maybe you have bigger goals and the person talking to you about it doesn't align with you. Then I'd just truthfully find somebody that aligns with you. That's what I had to do to see the opportunity. Is I had to find somebody that had bigger visions. Just don't be closed-minded. Some of the greatest things that are on the other side of the fence or whatever saying you want to have is there's just opportunity. And most people don't come to EXP because they're comfortable. Name something that happened in your life that's amazing where you were in your comfort zone and just landed on your lap. It normally doesn't happen that way. Is that the best things in life happen outside your comfort zone. So maybe you're not ready right now. And I had a couple people today. They're like, hey, I'm curious, but I'm just not quite ready. That's okay. Just get the information. So at least you can make an educated decision whether or not it's right for you. And if it's not, that's okay. Do I think that you're a fool to not be here? Absolutely. Even if you're not with me, or there's many fantastic people at EXP, but at least be open and up. It's here. First of all, pyramid schemes are illegal, so it can't be one. We're a publicly traded company, and we're the largest growing real estate company in the world and in history. So maybe just have an open mind and open heart to come and see that maybe there might be something better.
Absolutely. And Brad, I assume you won't be at EXP Con.
I will be.
Oh, you will? Okay, cool. That's awesome. Well,
Yeah,
excited to catch you there. And then, if you guys have any questions about coming over to EXP and you kind of are just, there's some things about EXP that maybe you don't feel like you have the time for. You just want to come over and hit the ground running and sell homes. Maybe Brad is somebody that's perfect for you to reach out to, ask a couple questions about EXP, get connected there. And Brad, is there anything that you want to leave the listeners with as we wrap it up today?
Yeah, I think that for me, the big part of it is, again, just have an open mind to it. Like it's not a pyramid scheme. I've never had this much collaboration. I've never had this much support. I've never had the opportunity to create everything I've wanted to. And if I would have stayed closed-minded, my life wouldn't be changing every day right now. Right. So if you want your life to change, maybe it's not for you, but at least have an open enough mind to have a look at it. Because if you're not, the possibilities that you're missing could be a big disadvantage to the rest of your life.
Absolutely. Brad, thank you so much for your time, for your transparency today. Those are what make for really, really quality episodes. So I'm looking forward to being able to share this, and I'm excited to see you in real life at EXP Con.
Awesome. Thanks for having me. Looking forward to it.
Of course. Talk to you soon. We'll be in touch. Bye, Brad.
Bye.
This Icon podcast is hosted and sponsored by Sphere Rocket Virtual Assistants, a leading provider for your virtual assistants and outsourcing needs. Owned by one of the top-ranking EXP agents, Justin Nelson. Sphere Rocket VA provides a one-stop virtual staffing solution for business owners, and we specialize in helping business owners grow their business by leveraging through virtual assistants. Trusted by the top names in the real estate industry like Kyle Whistle, Andrew Franklin, John Kitchens, and many more. Get ready to up your success, and we'll help you achieve your business goals. Book your free consultation at sphererocketva.com and find out how we can make your life easier.